I don't know what they'd do if they didn't have it now.
You have to sit by the phone. When the phone rings, you pick it up and you say hello. And that's all you have to do.
Until you are into the situation of being a carer, nobody knows what it's like.
It keeps them being part of the community, and I would say it's invaluable to them.
Some people don't have anybody to talk to, so to have the regularity of speaking to a group of people on a regular basis, I think is wonderful.
Who will you speak to today? Who will you speak to this week? For many tens of thousands of people in the UK, the chance to talk to another person no longer exists. They may be elderly or isolated by illness or family circumstances. The charity Community Network connects people and brings them together simply using the telephone. Caring for a relative or loved one at home can often mean you are on call 24 hours a day. Christine Cole cared for her mother, who has dementia, for many years before she moved into a specialist care home. She's been leading a telephone support group for other carers for many years.
My own doctor sort of said to me, your mum really has already died because all you've got is the shell. And trying to sort of cope with that is actually very difficult. Friends and relatives, yes, they can understand to a certain extent, give a certain amount of empathy, but until you are a full-time carer, which we all were, nobody knows what it's like and the problems that you have. Although all our circumstances are different, caring pulls you together.
Our telephone friendship groups bring together those who are confined to their homes and have little contact with other people. Malden Essex Mind uses our services to reach out to elderly people in their community.
It's actually just like talking to, friends. We talk and we chat and we laugh and we have jokes, and it does vary from session to session. Hello? They can't understand how come we can speak to 6 or 7 people all at the same time. It comes as a shock that all they have to do is pick up the phone and say hello. They think they're going to have to do something different. They also think they're going to have to pay, which of course for a few of them is something that they couldn't necessarily afford to do on a weekly basis.
We also work with churches and faith groups to set up telephone conferences so people who are housebound can still take part in religious services. St Joseph's Catholic Church in Upminster set up their FaithLink service to ensure local people wouldn't miss out on their weekly Mass.
There's a lot of parishioners out there that once they became bedridden didn't feel as though they were still part of the community. As Mass starts, Father John will read out everyone who's listening in via the phone link on the altar on a Saturday night. He reads them out personally. Again, it's a little personal touch that they love. The phone is always set up in the afternoon, on a Saturday afternoon, so it's not actually causing any disruptions to the church life. So there's no changes to the actual Mass at all. But the value it's given to the people at home is, well, words don't describe.
Our services also reach out to people with life-altering medical conditions. We work in partnership with Breast Cancer Care. Their telephone support groups allow women to talk to someone else who's been through the same experience.
At Breast Cancer Care, we felt very strongly that we didn't want somebody to begin a support group by having to speak to an automated voice or remember a code that they had to enter. We wanted a human contact at the beginning of a group. We felt that for a lot of people they'd plucked up a lot of courage to join a group, were very nervous about how it might work. So for us, the human interaction at the beginning of a call, where somebody from Community Network rings a person and says hello and introduces the group, is a very important beginning to our groups. I think one of the advantages of a telephone support group is that it affords anonymity in a way that going to a face-to-face support group doesn't do. And for some women, going to a support group where you have to talk to somebody face-to-face is too frightening. So taking part in a telephone group means that you can do that from your own home. You're more in control of your environment. What you reveal is up to you, and it's a safer way to do it for some people.